let's say I'm pushing a box at some angle, at a length of force of 5 newtons. I know that a 3, 4, 5 triangle is special and it's a right triangle, the sides of a right triangle, so I label it there. The sine is defined to be opposite side from this angle divided by the hypotenuse, whereas the cosine is defined to be the adjacent side divided by the exact same hypotenuse. So in this case, I get 3 over 5. The other case, I get 4 over 5. And it's literally the ratio of how much is up compared to the total force. And this is the ratio of how much is horizontal compared to the total force. A handy way to think about it is the sine of the angle is the projection to the y direction. The cosine is the projection to the x direction. So sine goes with y, cosine always goes with x. Always. I want you to remember that. So if we look at the sine, in our case, we got 3/5, which comes out to a decimal of 0.6. That means that 0.6 of the total force is in the y direction as a fraction, 0.6 of the total force. Another way of saying that is the sine of 0.6 is called the chopping function or the chopping factor in the y direction, assuming the length is 1. So if your length really isn't 1, just take that ratio and multiply by how long your hypotenuse really is, and you will get how much of it is in the y direction. Right? And same thing here. Here's your chopping factor in the x direction. If I take that number, assuming that the length is actually equal to 1, that's how much of it would be in the x direction. But my triangle's 5 times bigger than that, so I multiply by the 5, and then I get the actual amount in the x direction. Learn anything at mathandscience.com.